to have you all. We are live on Facebook, so whatever you say can and will be. I'm just kidding. It's just they give you a notice now, like Zoom says, just so you know, this call is being recorded. This call is being live streamed. This call is not private anymore. So fun, so fun, so fun. We've got Julie and iPhone, and Heather's iPhone. Angie, I am loving all of these lifestyle photos. Did those come from Amanda Hilscher's work? Just gorgeous. I am loving seeing everybody's very, very cool, so romantic type photos, and then it disappears. And that's how that works.
They are Amanda's pictures though. Aren't they amazing?
So gorgeous.
I know. I'm loving them too. It looks like Nan and Cassie had them done too.
Yes.
So
yes,
pretty.
Yes. Awesome. All right. We'll see. I'm going to wait for Andrea to pop on, and Erin's popping on from California.
And yes, they are from Amanda Hilscher.
Yes. And they're gorgeous. Oh, hi, mask girl.
I'm all ready to put my mask on.
I can tell. So fun.
Fun.
So fun. We did masks last night here with Jerry and his daughter. It was so cute because I didn't put mine on very thickly, is that a word? I didn't put mine on really thick. So hers was like totally stiff and cracking, and mine was like, no big deal. Hi, there's on. All right, girly, I'm already sharing, so that's good. Hi, Shauna. Yay. Good times. Good times, y'all. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I know we'll have more people joining us. We are super grateful that you are here. My name is Angela Lehman, and on behalf of Living Well Now and our entire community, welcome to this backstage look at Young Living. We know that you have lots of choices as a consumer, and lots of advertising that kind of shows you what's cool, what's new, what's now. We've been doing a little bit of that ourselves this last week in our lifestyle group, kind of teaching and coaching you through some of the new products. I'm actually sitting here with the new oils from the Finca Botanica collection. We're going to talk about more of those later. I'm super, super excited that we have an amazing unpack who Young Living is, why. I'm frozen. Am I good? There I go. Okay. Why it matters, our integrity, why trust with our company and with our team really matters, and just to build a little bit more understanding of our new products. We mostly want to focus on the great things that Young Living is doing in the world. We had some fun with the products the last few days to kind of advertise this opportunity tonight. We hope a lot of you will jump over to Zoom to be with us live for our product giveaways coming up throughout the next hour. But I have 4 winners to announce, first of all, for answering this or that in our giveaways on the group. So each of you will get an oil from my stash. Barbara Burns, congratulations to you. Katya Lawson, congratulations to you. Aurora Miller, congratulations to you. And Danielle Messman, congratulations to you. We had tons of engagement on those posts. I hope that many of you, if you didn't know the difference between, like, for example, the lavender shampoo and the Copaiba vanilla shampoo, that you were able to do a little bit of research in our group to help make that decision for you. Obviously, it's fun to look at packaging as well. We were having a fun time here last night comparing the difference between Ecuadorian ylang ylang and the ylang ylang that comes in the red labeled bottle, which I found out, oddly enough, a lot of our ylang ylang comes from Madagascar. I hadn't known that before. And so it was really interesting to learn that our yield is specially made for this Ecuadorian ylang ylang, but not all of our ylang ylang comes from our own fields. Isn't that fascinating? I know, ding, 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 something new. I've even been to the farm and I didn't know that. So Andrea, we had some other winners during convention. Did you happen to find that list to pull that up? It might be a little bit later. Maybe we can highlight those people who won during the convention time. Many of you were ticket holders for convention and got to participate in the general sessions and some of the information. But there's so much more that came out of this. Many of our teams had gatherings in their homes this year or at a local Airbnb. I saw our Michigan crew was lakeside, which was super awesome because it was hotter than Hades in Arizona, and we were all wishing to be cooler next to a lake for sure. So let me introduce our lineup of presenters tonight, and then I'm going to ask our first giveaway question. Actually, I'll do that in reverse. I'm going to ask you our giveaway question, and I'm going to introduce our lineup of presenters, and then I'm going to turn it over to Yami. All right, so here's the giveaway question number 1. Just type your answer into the chat for to be eligible to win. What do you love most about Young Living, even if you've never attended convention? What is it that you already know and trust and love about Young Living, even if you've never attended convention? All right. I am super pleased to have many of our Living Well Now leadership cohort team gathered tonight to present to you. Yamilka Muniz is going to be one of our presenters, as well as Sherry Smith, as well as Angie Hardison, as well as Shauna Allred or Ruby K. Allred, depending on how and when you know her, as well as Cassie Jennings. And then Andrea is gonna come live for a little part of this, and Erin's gonna come live for a part of this. Those are my amazing partners in crime in this business, my sister-in-love and my brother. And we're gonna round out the edges of our presenters tonight. So really glad that you could be with us tonight. Yami, take it away. Tell us a little bit about some of your highlights from this year, from Backstage of Young Living.
Hello, everybody. My name is Yami, and I'm grateful to be here tonight. Thank you, girls, for inviting me. Well, I had a wonderful experience with the 5K and the foundation. And part of my experience has to do with just the human part of the Young Living family. I mean, you see them on stage and you see them on Facebook, and they're so amazing. But when you get to meet them and spend time with them, they're even more amazing. So I was able to walk the 5K with Mary Young and run about 5 minutes with Joseph because he was fast. So I want to share, before I share some pictures and things, I want to share with you a story about the foundation, because it's important to understand where they come from, right? Like, the mission of the foundation is actually to empower the young people to greater school opportunities and greater job opportunities in the future. And the roots of Young Living begin, with Gary Young and his commitment to actually lift and empower everyone around him. So I'm going to share just a quick story about one of the products that is new from Young Living, the One Voice Essential Oil. So let me share this real quick, because it's a story full of hope, and it really filled my heart, and I'm sure it will be the same for you. I'll try to be quick because I know I'm in a clock, right? How do I get this out of here? Great. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna have to share like this.
You're good. Just
I'm good. I got it. Yay!
You got it.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, you're right there.
Okay, so basically there's this new oil called One Voice Essential Oil. And there's an amazing story of hope just behind the oil. And I'm going to share with you a few pictures of what the story is about. So the story behind our new One Voice Essential Oil label, it was co-designed by a girl named Shrey Leek, and her name was Backstage. It's a fictitious name because they want to protect her identity. But she's a young survivor of exploitation. And her story is filled with hope. Shrey Leek was born into bonded labor in rural Cambodia. And as soon as she was strong enough to carry her first brick, she was forced to work alongside her family in a hot, sweaty brick kiln. The older she got, the more tremendous the work became. And when Shrey Leek actually was old enough, like in her teen years, both of her parents passed away, leaving her and her brothers orphaned. And as is typical in bonded labor, Shrey Leek's oldest brother had to carry the debt of the family that the parents left behind and had to pay the owner of this place. But it was impossible to pay the huge debt. And the siblings felt like they'd never be able to escape that place. So one day this man visited them and he offered employment in a town called Fountain. And it seemed like a good opportunity, right, for them to get out of debt and be able to actually leave the place. The man explained he was looking for smart, strong girls. And I'm sorry, I get very emotional about this because I have little girls. So the man explained that he was looking for smart, strong girls to work at a restaurant in the capital city. And he suggested that for a young girl like Shrailik, a restaurant was a much nicer, cleaner, and a better job, offering higher pay than working on the kiln. He offered her brothers $150 for Shrailik to go with him to the big city, which would be taken out of her first paycheck. Basically, she will pay for that debt. The young siblings discussed everything and they thought it was a good deal, hoping that it would get her out of the black birkin kiln and make more money for her family. Well, it wasn't long before she realized that her new workplace wasn't really at a restaurant, but at a horrible bar and brothel. And she'd been lured from one form of exploitation into another. And then when she was 18, after 18 months, finally, the police raided the bar and arrested the owner. And Shrailik and the other girls who were being trafficked were taken to a local Hope. I'm sorry, I just get very emotional. For a local Hope for Justice Lighthouse, a rehabilitation center sponsored by the Young Living Foundation. And, you know, over time, Shrailik began to recover from her traumas, moving through her journey of healing and self-discovery and restoration. Social workers helped her get in contact with her brothers, and she was finally safe. And after a few months at the lighthouse, staff encouraged her to dream about her future, a new future free from exploitation and abuse. And for the first time in her life, she was given the opportunity to make a choice and to use her voice. She explained that she loved to train to become a tailor, and she wanted a nice, clean job where she could be her own boss and become independent from that. So after a few months at the lighthouse, during the therapy session, Shrailik sketched what is now on the label of the One Voice essential oil. So she said the drawing reminded her of a beautiful rainbow over the rice paddies in Cambodia and celebrated the transformation process that each survivor goes through from darkness into a life full of color and opportunity. And it's basically, what Gary Young said. This is what Young Living is about, changing the world one person at a time. So it just fills me up with hope that we're in a company with a wonderful foundation that reaches out to so many people in need. And with that, the wonderful people that are behind the foundation and the Young Living family and just everyone in the Youngs. And I have pictures to share with our beautiful Mary Young. She's amazing. She's just the most beautiful person. And Joseph Young and Jacob and Kate. And I also got a chance to meet Jackie Skinner, the executive director of the foundation, and Sarah Jagard, which is the president of Young Living North America, and Prasad, who is the executive vice president of global sales, and just be at the race with them. It was amazing just to feel such a part of what we're part of this company that is not only empowering people like us to bring health and wellness to others, but it's actually empowering people in need. So, we had 5,700 plus individuals join us from 45 countries around the world, raising over $180,000 for the D. Gary Young Global Leadership Fund for higher education. That's amazing. Sales of items that benefit the foundation, 100% of the admin costs covered by Young Living. So 100% of donations go to projects like Passion in You, and I'll share the link so you guys can actually go and see what an amazing project it is. And if you want to catch up with all the foundation, information and action, you can visit the blog, and I'll also share that with you in the chat so you guys can visit and see what they're all about. So to finish this, I'm going to share a little video that Mary Young did. Yay! Of course, you guys all know that I I represent my Puerto Rico team. And of course, while there, I said, Mary, please send a message to my Puerto Rico people. So here it is. I hope it plays. I'm not so good at this, but here we go. I think it might have a delay, but we'll see if it works.
Oh, it's muted on our side.
Oh no, hang
Try
on.
again. Let's see one more time.
Let's try one more time. You see
Just
it?
make sure, like, your volume looks good on this side. It's live for you. You don't have headphones on.
I don't. Ah,
When you go to screen share, Yami, just
Yeah.
go to, there's a place where it says share sound. If
Oh.
there's a little arrow where you can get more things, there should be a share sound on your, do you see it?
yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Yeah.
Good job, teamwork.
I told you guys. I told you guys. Okay, share. Oh man. Let me go back. So I stop the share and I go to share screen. I share this thing and okay, and now, oh, share sound. Yay, I found it. Ah, you guys are awesome. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you hear it. Please let me know. Okay, now it's not doing anything. Oh man, I think this is it. There.
Buenos días, Puerto Rico. Les habla Yamilka. Espero estén bien, que el Señor les bendiga. Estoy aquí en la caminata y en la carrera 5K de la Fundación Young Living en Utah. Y conmigo nuestra hermosa Mary Young y su hijo Joseph, que le quieren enviar un saludo a Puerto Rico y nuestro equipo Oreo. ¡Mua! Un saludo, Mary. Hola, amigos.
Hola, Puerto Rico.
Hola. Espero todo está bien con ustedes y tal vez ustedes están aquí con nosotros aquí en THQ. Hoy es un día fabuloso. Corriendo.
Chao.
Chao, buen día. Adiós.
So that's that. And that's my experience with the foundation. I love Young Living and I love the people and I love the foundation. It was amazing.
That makes me so happy. When Yami, you shared those videos and photos, it just warms my heart because Young Living is truly a global company with a huge, huge heart. And to have a foundation that gives, that 100% of all the administrative costs are covered by the company, so that we know when we donate, by dollar up on our orders, by giving directly to the foundation, by purchasing the foundation products. Y'all, that's some of the stuff. Sorry, that was not the shot I wanted to show you, but that's some of the stuff that I have here at my table, right? Like these beautiful artisan created products, this beautiful bracelet. I should be wearing the earrings. I did not put the earrings in today. I was wearing unicorn earrings instead. But this beautiful bracelet and all of the beautiful artisan work that's been done, 100% goes back to communities and families for fair trade. Especially for families that need an escape from horrific pasts, I'm just super grateful to be part of a company that sees value in giving back to its community. So thanks for sharing that, Yami. Sherry, I'll let you take it from here a little bit more about One Voice, One Heart, and all the other great content you brought tonight too.
I think I'm unmuted. Hello, I'm Sherry Smith, and I am just honored and excited to be a part of this convention wrap-up. If you haven't been to one of the farms and you get the opportunity, definitely go. The first time I went to Mona, Utah, I wasn't even at the convention. We just were traveling and we happened to stop there. And it's reopening again in September. So if you haven't been there, I just highly encourage you to put that on your bucket list. The first time we went to convention, I went with my daughter and some of the team, and it really opened my eyes to the integrity of our company. What impressed me was how the employees were treated. From the field workers on up to the farm manager, everyone was treated with honor and respect. And the Young Living really takes care of their employees, and the employees sincerely have a love and respect for the company as well. The farm in Ecuador is definitely on my bucket list. So hopefully one of these days soon, that will be an opportunity for me. The Finca Botanica collection actually comes from the Ecuador farm. So I'm going to talk about some of those oils. The first one I'm going to talk about is, if I can say this correctly, Paikotea, which is very similar to Ocotea. The aroma has a little bit lighter notes, but it smells really good. And the medicine men there use it for strength and spiritual protection. And what's really cool is the way they harvest the Paikotea is they don't have to cut the trees down. They actually go out and they only prune the top of the canopy of the trees, and they leave harvest the leaves and the limbs for distillation. And so they leave the tree there. Actually, they're just pruning the forest. And it only takes 6 months for the regrowth of the vegetation that they prune off for the distillation of the oil. Sustainability is top priority for Young Living. Being prior Forest Service employee, that's close to my heart, and I appreciate that so much. A lot of respect. They also create jobs for the local communities. So they employ them to harvest and do some of the distillation process, the people that are actually living in those communities. The second oil in the collection I'm going to talk to you about is the Incan Melissa. And this has just a really nice aroma. Incan Melissa, I have some notes, one sec. The aroma and chemistry is almost identical to the French Melissa. You can check out a lot of the uses of that in your desk reference. If you don't have one, I highly recommend grabbing one. An old Arabian proverb states that the balm makes the heart merry and joyful. And this is what they were talking about, was Melissa. So makes the heart and merry. I think we could all use a little bit of that and joyful. It's reminiscent of lemon verbena, and this actually yields more than double oil of the plant, yields more than double of the French Melissa. Let's see. The next one is Palo Santo, which actually means holy wood or priestwood. It's very woodsy smelling. And it is a cousin of frankincense to the people of Ecuador. The native people know it as frankincense of Ecuador. You can only distill the wood after it lies in the forest and dies 3 to 5 years, and then it later can be distilled. So there again, the sustainability is highly a priority. They have planted an entire Palo Santo forest in Ecuador to preserve the trees. And the next one I have here is Ylang Ylang. Well, this is, oh my gosh. It reminds me of these little flowers called lilies of the valley when I was growing up, but it smells amazing and it has a lot of wonderful properties. If you don't know about ylang ylang, look that one up because it is definitely a very feminine oil. And it is also called Reina de las Flores, or Queen of the Farm and the flowers, and it's also known as Sígame, Sígame, which means follow me, follow me. So that is, it smells amazing, and the flowers are harvested all by hand, okay? There's a recipe they gave us for using these 4 oils that come in the collection, and it is called the Ecuadorian Sunset. So you take 4 drops of ylang ylang, 2 drops of the Palo Santo, 1 drop of the Incan Melissa, and 1 of the Paikotea. So that is the recipe: 4 ylang ylang, 2 Palo Santo, 1 Incan Melissa, and 1 Paikotea. Okay, then Yami was talking about this One Voice oil. Well, the story, I can't even go there because it's going to make me cry. But when I opened this up and I saw this bracelet, first of all, the fact that this is made and contributes to the women that are in these, that have been rescued from these horrible conditions that they were in. But this Mabira is a group that makes all this jewelry and other things for the foundation to sell as raising funds for them. And these beads, the gray beads, I don't know if you can see these. I saw these beads, and these are actually seeds from a plant called Job's tears. And my grandfather grew the Job's tears in our garden when I was growing up. So I saw that, and it was just, oh, reminiscent. They have a very, very special story about Job's tears. They are in the shape of a tear, and they represent the story of Job in the Bible and all the trials that he went through. So if you get one of these, you can actually put the oils on the ceramic beads, and the seed is actually used for a lot of different things, medicinal purposes in China. It doesn't taste good if you make tea out of it, but they do. And it's also used as a gruel or a like cereal. So I don't think they really explained what this is, but those beads are actually seeds from the plant, okay? And so that was a little extra. And then the One Voice oil, oh, this smells so good. That oil is, I think I went out of order here. Let me find my notes about the One Voice oil. When it has so many different oils in it, and it smells so good. And when we think about everything that these women went through, it has highest potential. I'm not going to explain about each one of these because I'll probably run out of time. Clarity, it has sacred sandalwood, sacred frankincense, it has ylang ylang, Idaho grand fir, Idaho blue spruce, helichrysum, and rose, all in that oil. And it smells amazing. Excuse me. 35% of each wholesale purchase goes towards the foundation of the oil. Excuse me, let me grab a drink. Okay, and then I'll go backtrack here. The Rise Above. I don't know if any of you have felt like you've kind of been knocked off your track, but the Rise Above oil has been formulated by Mary and the Young Living research team, and it has oils that can help you transform negative thoughts into positive and motivational, motivating intentions. I don't know about you all, but I can sign up for that one, right? One of the speakers, excuse me, Penny Chun, spoke on developing rock stars. Did you guys catch that if you were listening to the convention? And she mentioned 3 things that I thought I would share. One is leadership is action. It's not a position. And I thought that really could apply to using this Rise Above oil to get us motivated. Another thing is leaders duplicate and require structure. We duplicate and require structure of what we are demonstrated, right? So think of a few actions, simple actions, and duplicate them when we share and encourage others to be creative with their ideas as well. Great things in business are never done by one person. That was a quote by Steve Jobs. Teamwork is something that is very critical and necessary to help others accomplish their dreams. The end of the month, this is so relevant, right? As I was looking through my organization today, this is like, okay, I need to get on the phone and make some things happen, and ding, it worked. So teamwork is so important, and I really like that quote. Do what is necessary to help others accomplish their dreams. Community is a part of the team. Help others to become a part of the team. Teamwork will develop rock star leaders and inspire creativity. So Rise Up is all about that, right? All right, the next one that I'm going to talk about was One Heart. One Heart also comes with a pair of earrings, and I don't have them to show. I think Angela had some. There she is. One Heart is an artisan made pair of earrings. Comes with that 5 ml bottle of One Heart essential oil blend. Comes with those earrings, and they were handcrafted by master artisans of the Amira Art Cooperative in India, using age-old skills passed down from generations, along with ethical and sustainable sourcing practices. And again, 35% of the purchase goes to the foundation. And Amira's art mission is to employ female artisans who come from marginalized communities to create economic sustainability living opportunities. And their aim is to break the gender and inequality gap, investing vocational training, literacy programs, and safe working conditions, and providing fair wage opportunities for the female artisans. So do you want me to talk about the giveaway, or is someone else going to do that?
I can roll it from there.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get this last earring in. Don't mind me. Andrea, go ahead.
Hey, awesome. So thank you so much, Sherry, for that. I had no idea about those seeds on the bracelet. How cool is that? Thank you for sharing such great information. All right, so our giveaway winner number 1 goes to Yalitza Valentine. Congratulations, Yalitza. Yeah, super awesome. You're gonna we're doing product credits, is that right? Same as usual tonight. Okay, so product credit is coming to you, Yalitza. All right, so second question, you're gonna put your answers here in the chat. Here's your question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is a company's integrity to you as a conscious consumer? On a scale of 1 to 10, throw your number in there. 10 being very important. All right, Ange, back to you.
Well, we're gonna transition, and Andrea, you could go first. Aaron, you could go first. Aaron, I love that you switch up your name every time we jump on here. It's either breathe in this moment, take us, like today it's thankful for young living. I just love that. But we want to talk a little bit about, this foundation vision would not be possible without awesome executive leadership. So we got some really vulnerable and authentic leadership from our executives. Aaron, do you want to just comment on that for you? And then Andrea, we'll go to you next. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Hey, everybody. Fun to be a part of this class. Awesome sharing so far. Yeah, so from convention, Joe Cannon, I loved his piece. Joe Cannon is the current president of Young Living. The thing that kind of might expanded me was that somehow an email showed up in Mary's inbox from Joe Cannon, and then she started kind of researching him and was like, hey, I want to meet you. Like looked at his resume and was like, I want to meet you. It just felt like stars aligned. God intended them to meet. And within 3 days, it was like, let's do this. Let's have Joe Cannon come on and lead the way. So I took some notes and wrote them here. So I'll just kind of share from them. Gary had a dream that someday Young Living would be bigger than Amway. Now, decades later, Young Living is tied for 7th amongst all of the direct selling companies. So we're en route to that. The big goal, one of his big goals right now is upgrading the business systems so that we can get oils in every home around the world. As Young Living's been going through big time growth over this last 5 years, specifically last decade or so, but even in 2020, just upgrading the business systems, getting all those things like set and good to go is his main focus. He said about 500,000 members from Young Living received a check a commission check in 2020. There was huge growth as a biz. In April, he actually got to meet with 29 diamonds down in Mexico and was just amazed at the energy, the passion, the stories. And it really helped him like realize this was like one of his in-person events where he was like, oh my gosh, this is what the Young Living members are about. This is the energy that they feel about these products and about these oils. And then the last piece he closed with was just kind of in line with the theme of rise above. And he shared about in 1964, his dad said, we're going to go to the World's Fair in New York City. Now, Joe and his two brothers and dad lived in Los Angeles, 3,000 miles away, and they were not going to drive there. His dad decided they were going to cycle. They were going to pull out their bikes and ride. He and his two brothers, they were 14, 13, and 12. They had a paper route, so they were like pretty good on a bike, but their dad really hadn't had a whole lot of bike, cycling experience. Anyway, he said on the way from LA to Vegas, they were eating Baby Ruth candy bars. That was like their nutrition on their drive or on their ride. And he said by the time they got to the Great Plains, they really had strengthened themselves, had like grown a lot stronger. So they were actually doing about 100 miles per day as they worked through, the rest of the way to New York. Anyway, he was amazed at all the kind people that helped with meals, a place to stay, et cetera, et cetera. Like you guys can sleep on our property. They really slept by the road most of the trip. And he learned, what he said is, I learned I could do hard things. The challenges are actually easier to face when you're working with people you love, and that our challenges, whether they happen, to us or for us, right, as they come into our lives, we have opportunity for them to strengthen us and train us. And I think that's where he sees his role, coming into Young Living at this time, to be a part of meeting those challenges head on and really helping us move upward and onward and really, go to the next level as a company, and, just getting oils in every home. So anyway, Joe Cannon, it made me feel good about him being in leadership and him, working with the rest of the executive squad.
So awesome. You want me to go from here, Ange? Joe, that may have been my favorite story shared in all of convention, was just that bike ride story, because it's like, oh my gosh, the entire United States with a father who'd never really been on a bike. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Aaron. So I'm just going to talk just for a second about Dr. H.K. Lin, who has joined Young Living in the science department, science and research. I was thrilled when I found out that he was joining, because years ago, I want to say 6, 7, 8 years ago, we actually got to hear Dr. Lin on stage at the Young Living Convention a couple of years in a row, talking about some powerful discoveries that he'd made with frankincense and sacred frankincense. In fact, I'm going to put in the chat here some PubMed studies. If you guys want to do a little bit of your own research, look up these. They're there. I would just copy those so you can look at them later. But anyway, so he has joined us. He is a brilliant mind. He's super passionate about essential oils and just really looking at the science of them and what they can do to just help our bodies to be in their tip-top shape. So we should all be super thrilled that he is part of the science department now with Young Living. I'm going to leave those there for you. Have fun perusing through those. I'm going to give the second winner right now. I don't actually have a last name, but Heather, it says Heather's iPhone. You were selected as the second winner. So if you could, in the chat, throw your last name. I'm also going to put in a link for you to fill out so that you can get your prize. Same thing, Yelitza, if you could fill out the form. I need to find it really quickly, and then I'll throw it in the chat for you guys. All right, Ange, back to you.
Awesome. The last executive the last executive to mention, well, Sarah Bjorgard had a really big role. Jackie Skinner did an amazing job as the foundation person. But Prasad, and I'm never going to say his name right, but Prasad was really inspiring too. Started with a cute clip of him and his daughter, and just talked about very humble upbringing and very humble beginnings. I just really appreciated the authenticity of each of the executive leadership, and that was really key, I think, to understanding them more and really connecting with them on a personal level. If you did have a ticket to convention, the recordings end tonight. So I spent yesterday kind of re-watching some of the ones that I wanted to catch. And I would highly recommend going back to listen to Mary Young specifically talk about this next collection I think that Sean is going to talk about, which is the Divine Destiny collection. So if you have not heard Mary speak about that, I actually screen recorded it. Probably shouldn't have done that, but we may see that a little bit later. But I wanted Shauna to come and tell us a little bit about how to use this. And maybe at some point in the future, we can take 13 minutes to go through it with Mary's instruction, because it was really powerful. So Shauna, thank you so much for being with us tonight with this instruction.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this collection is so interesting and very fascinating, and I'm so excited to be using it. So I'm curious. So it's about 5:40 p.m. right now here where I am in Arizona. How many of you are thinking about dinner? So if you are thinking about dinner, put in the comments in the chat, dinner. If you're watching on the Facebook Live, put in the comments, dinner. If you've either eaten dinner or if you have had dinner, and just what are you having for dinner? Or what is your favorite dinner? And you cannot have just wine for dinner. But think about what is cooking in your house, or what you might be choosing to cook in your house for a minute. And then also transition your brain for a minute to your favorite dinner being cooked. What is your most favorite dinner? So maybe it's Thanksgiving dinner, maybe it's ribs on the grill. That is not my thing at all, but maybe that's for you. Grilled chicken. I'm loving this. I'm watching the comments on Facebook also. So what is your favorite dinner? Wow, fish cooking. That has a very pungent smell often. And I can think about, I'm not a fish fan, so I'm thinking about fish right now. Italian, yes, makes me, mwah, I love that. I love that. That's so awesome. So do you see how just when we're talking about a scent, or we're thinking about a scent, a certain feeling or emotion is provoked? Often our salivary glands start activating, right? And it starts to get digestive system going. So I remember when I first started with Young Living about 7.5 years ago, and I literally just thought I was going to be using lavender in my bath for calming. And lavender is a calming, scent, but I didn't really understand how other essential oils could really transition your mind and your physiology. But just from the thought of what is cooking for dinner, it activates your salivary glands. This is a physical reaction to an aroma. And maybe this isn't an actual aroma you're even smelling in your house right now, but it is something you're just thinking about. We can just think about turkey dinner and we start salivating. It's so very fascinating to me. And so with that said, to be able to use an essential oil or a blend or a set of oils intentionally for a specific purpose is really actually scientifically real. It's not just woo-woo stuff. So sometimes when people hear of Divine Destiny Collection, what is your divine destiny? We shall seek the stars and look at your divine destiny. And it might seem so far-fetched out there, but the reality is it's just science of actually pairing an aroma and a physical constituent of these oils with a physiology. One of my favorite neuroscientists, her name is Dr. Caroline Leaf. She is super fascinating. She talks about how you can reprogram your mind, and you've probably heard this. In fact, put in the comments 21 if you've heard that a habit can be formed in 21 days. Caroline Leaf actually says 21 plus 21 plus 21 is really how you lock it in. So this blend, let's get onto this collection, the Divine Destiny collection, because Mary Young herself formulated this. And it is a 21-day protocol, because guess what? There's neuroscience backing why this is 21 days. And this is how it works. The first 7 days, you are to put on the daily divine blend topically. These are for topical use. You can use it aromatically also, but the recommendation is for topical. And you can put it on your wrists, under your nose, on your temples, the back of your neck, the crown, over your heart, all kinds of different areas, whatever you're comfortable with. So for 21 days, you put on the Daily Divine Blend, which is part of this collection. You know what? I'm going to screen share really quick because I want you guys to see my picture. Can you guys see that there? The Divine Destiny collection. So here's the Daily Divine for number 1. And then the second one, for the second week for 7 days, not only do you continue to put on the Divine, the Daily Divine, but you add on top of it, this is what we call layering. So you wait, the recommendation from Mary is that you wait about 30 seconds, and then you put on top the I am blessed blend. And so you do that for the next 7 days. You put on both of these oils, you layer them in the same spot. So if you're doing on your wrist, you put on Daily Divine first, 30 seconds, then put on I am blessed. And you do that for the next 7 days. And then the third set of the 7 days, you do the Daily Divine, wait 30 seconds, you do I am blessed, and then you do I am creative. And you do that every day for 7 days. So this completes a 21-day protocol. After that, Mary says that you don't need to necessarily do the 7, 7, and 7. You can just apply as you see fit and as you feel led for this divine destiny. So here's what's so cool about intentionality with using essential oils like this for the mindset. I absolutely love putting in place goals or intentions or emotions or things like that that are where I choose to be. Sometimes I get into what I call a default mode, and I choose to design my life. And this kind of practice helps me design my life because I can set my intention during that morning. I can put on this blend and design how I'm going to choose to wake up that day and live out that day. And what is my destiny for that day? Who am I going to choose to serve that day? How am I going to impact the world that day? How can the Lord use me during that day? And it's a very prayerful time for me that I put this habit together over these 7 days, then 14 days, then 21 days. So I'm not going to get into it too much more than that, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea that this stuff is actually physiology. It affects our anatomy just the same as how your salivary glands are activated as we are talking about dinner time right now. So it's so awesome. And if you want to see more information on this too, you can actually go to YouTube and type in Divine Destiny Collection, and they will go over the protocol with you on a short video. It's only about 2.5 to 3 minutes long. And then also within that collection, there's a booklet that instructs you on what Mary, how the protocol works as well. So it's all encompassing. I am so excited for you guys to start designing your day and your destiny as well. And literally don't live by default anymore. You are the CEO of your health, from the mind, body, soul, all of it. So take after what you can design and live out your destiny. I love you all. Have a great dinner.
Ruby K, I got so hungry. I had to go get food. Yummy, same thing. I was like, oh yeah, salivating. That's right. The strawberries in the bottom of my wine are not going to cut it for dinner tonight. But nice try. No, seriously, I love that. I love that focus to really inspire and promote a designed day rather than one that just, we take for granted. And you and I were just having a conversation this afternoon about how our businesses have allowed us to be flexible with our schedules and allowed us to really truly design on the fly sometimes our day. And we're very, very grateful for that. There were lots of personal workshops and reflective times that people could choose to be part of at convention. Like I said, if you have a little bit more time tonight after our calls, you should totally check out Bethany Shipley's call about becoming a leader, the best leader that you can be, and really go through the characteristics of a leader and how you're feeling about your leadership on a scale from 1 to 10. That was super powerful. And of course, the keynote speaker was the first Tomcat fighter in the U.S. Navy. She was also very inspiring, and to begin looking at maybe becoming a brand partner with Young Living if you're not already. We can offer great commissions as a brand partner, a set apart person who is sharing Young Living and earning a paycheck either to either to pay for their products or to earn an income that provides for them long after they've gone from this earth even. So for giveaway number 3, Andrea, do you want to tell you already gave our giveaway 2 winner? I don't remember. Yes. Okay, so giveaway number 3, I do want to know from the group that's gathered tonight, have you ever considered building an even bigger paycheck or a bigger Young Living paycheck or a Young Living paycheck at all by sharing about our products or our company with your friends and family? So if that's a yes or a no, that's a super easy response. You can give more detail if you want to in the chat. We will have an enroller club party coming up next Monday for those of you who did share with somebody in July. In June. We want to honor you on July 5th in the evening. That will be one of our next gatherings all together. So last but not least, let's talk about some of these amazing new products that were launched. Cassie and Angie, you guys have been transforming before our very eyes during this last part of our session. I'm feeding my face. What are you doing to your faces right now?
Don't mind us. We're just having a little virtual tea party spa night. And yes, we have our masks on and we are ready to share with you. So got my tea. I don't usually drink tea in the bathroom, but you know, it's special occasions. So Cassie's going to talk more about that in a bit. So I'm going to talk about the new charcoal face mask. I'm so excited about it, actually. So I just want to tell you like some of the practical things about it. You could go online and read all the sciencey things, but when it goes on, it's really, really dark. So you can see mine's kind of drying to a nice gray, but when it goes on, it's like a lot darker. I don't know if you can see that. So it's pretty dark when it first goes on. And then as it hardens, it lightens to this gray. It's super cooling and feels really, really good. It's got some peppermint in there. I'll read you some of the key ingredients. Activated charcoal, white kale and clay, which helps absorb oil. The gray kale and clay is rich in sulfur, it helps control skin imperfections, which is really cool. Volcanic black sand acts as an exfoliant. So not only is it a mask, but it also exfoliates a little bit, which is really nice. Really makes your face feel nice and tight, cool and tingly. Fruit-derived alpha hydroxy acids, peppermint oil, and then the orange blossom essential blend of lavender, patchouli, lemon, and rosemary is all in this mask. So I think it's fantastic. It feels amazing. So when you use this mask, you want to make sure you cleanse first. So always cleanse first. Then you want to rinse really well, put your mask on. And then if you have oily skin, you want to leave it on anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes for oily skin. If you have dry skin, you want to leave it on just about 5 to 10 minutes. You don't want to leave it on that extra time if you have dry skin, because it is going to dry a little bit of that excess oil out. So you want to make sure you kind of pay attention to that. Then after, that amount of time, what you want to do is warm your washcloth up really, really well. Just kind of place it over your face without scrubbing. You just want to kind of set it there for a minute. It's going to help loosen it up because this is going to get dry and tight. Ange mentioned at the beginning of the call, if you were on, the thicker you put it on, kind of the harder and more harder to talk it's going to be in a few minutes here. So, and then just kind of, slowly start rubbing that off with your washcloth. And then you want to tone and moisturize as usual. And that'll help kind of loosen everything up for you. And your face will feel amazing when you are done. So I'm going to turn it over to Cassie because she's going to tell you about a little bit about what's in my cup over here.
So I told Angie I wasn't going to leave her alone in this. And so that I would put some mask on too, but I've done the mask and I know that if I'm going to be talking, I cannot have clay mask all over my mouth. So I'm just like half done, right? Anyways, super great. Love the mask so much. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the golden turmeric, which is an incredible fine powder. I didn't really know much about turmeric until, it's starting to become more popular, right? But of course, once Young Living comes out with it, I'm all ears. So turmeric, if you don't know, is helpful, or this golden turmeric is a delicious mango rose flavor. So that was something I wasn't expecting either. So it's not just a turmeric flavor. It has that mango rose taste. And it's also the prebiotic to support your body's natural response to inflammation, immune response, joint health, mobility, and recovery after exercise. So such a perfect rounded beverage. So what they recommend is actually to drink it at night to help your body recover while it's relaxing. So Angie is actually drinking it in her tea. So she added it to her Vitality turmeric tea that Young Living came out with not too long ago. And so the combination together is just that like double whammy, right? So love that. Also totally love your mug. You just popped up on my screen, which is fun. I love coffee mugs. So what I did, I was going to show you guys how to make it, but for lack of time, I already made mine. It is such a pretty color. I absolutely adore it. What I have found is it's best shaken. So it is such a fine powder that it's hard to just sure. Yeah, you could shake it like that if you're Shauna, or you could put it in a jar with ice and shake it like this. Some people put it in like a shaker bottle, or you can use the spoon that it comes with. It's great mixed with water. They also recommend adding 1 drop of cardamom with your Ningxia Red intake. So kind of mixing all the things together. You could mix it with milk, but it really is such a light and refreshing beverage. Now, here's the thing. They just announced today that after tonight, it's actually going to be unavailable and won't be available again until the 9th through 16th sometime. So I highly recommend, if you have any interest at all in the turmeric powder, that you log on and order it today, because like I said, it won't be available. Like, you can't make this stuff up, right? I mean, just run, just go get it now. All right, back to you, Ange.
Nothing like creating just a little urgency for, everyone here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the new reformulated shampoos and conditioners. And Cassie is going to share her screen with a little image for you, because the most common question I get, I was a hairdresser for 20 plus years, guys. So I get a lot of questions about this, is which shampoo do I use for which kind of, like, which one should I choose? So this is a little graphic. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. Hopefully you can, but basically if your hair is like frizzy or dry or like very, very damaged hair, then you're going to want to go with the Copaiba Vanilla. It's going to give you a lot of extra hydration and really make your hair feel really, really soft. If your hair tends to be flat and lifeless and need a little volume, you're going to want to go with the lavender. Just the plain lavender. That one's going to give you a little more volume. It's going to be a volume shampoo, so it's going to give it a little more luster. And then if your hair needs clarifying, like if you have a lot of buildup or things like that, then you're going to want to go with the lavender mint. This is great for guys that maybe work outside, or, if you go to the gym a lot, clarifying will work. I would not, as a hairdresser, I don't want to recommend, if you're using the clarifying shampoo and you have colored hair, you want to not use it too often, maybe just like once a week or something, so that you don't strip your colors, because clarifying shampoos are known to take some of if you are, do color your hair. So that's that. Some of the key ingredients, the Copaiba Vanilla, some of the key ingredients are obviously Copaiba oil. I am going to butcher this, but I'm going to try pracacax seed oil, something like that. It is a fatty chain acid, which helps replenish hydration in the hair. Then squalene, which is a lightweight oil derived from olives. It's a natural silicone alternative, which is really nice for curls. If you have curls, silicone is one of the things they use to kind of keep the curls from getting frizzy. And then linden bud extract. That extract is taken from the linden flower buds and helps to hydrate hair and lock in moisture. Then the lavender, and these all have conditioners with them too. I'm just going to go over to shampoos just for sake of time. Then the lavender shampoo, obviously lavender, a yeast extract derived from azalea flowers, and it supports fuller and thicker hair. The squalene that I mentioned before, and then manoi oil, I think that's how you pronounce it, a fast-absorbing oil that helps moisturize the hair and scalp, and it has been used in the South Pacific as a hair and beauty secret for generations. So that's in the lavender shampoo. And then the lavender mint, which is the clarifying one I mentioned, again, peppermint essential oil to help cool the scalp and get it refreshed. Nettle leaf extract, which is an astringent, so it has soothing properties that help cleanse and comfort the scalp. Pracacax seed oil is, again, cold pressed from that tree, and its oil is in a behenic acid, a long chain fatty acid that helps replenish hair hydration. And then the linden bud extract that I mentioned before, which is taken from fresh Indian flower buds and helps hydrate hair and lock in moisture. So even though it's clarifying, it still has a lot of moisturizing ingredients, which I think is really cool, because a lot of times we have a clarifying shampoo, your hair isn't left super soft, but this will still leave it nice and soft, which I think is amazing. So, all right, Cass, back to you, girl.
That's me. Hi. Okay, so we are going to talk a little bit about this Thieves Kitchen and Bath Scrub. Who has been waiting for more all natural cleaning products from Young Living? So super excited about this. I actually just used it today for the very first time. I was going to show you before and after pictures, and then I decided I was way too embarrassed to show you my before picture. So that did not happen. But just know that it totally works. It is mineral-based formula, great to tackle grease and dirt residue. No chlorine or harsh chemicals, which of course we love. They recommend for the kitchen and the bathroom, but they also, Young Living says, it's great for those hard water stains and even for like your grill. So you just sprinkle it on the wet surface, and then I used just like this little scrubber brush to just kind of wipe away all that yuck that was in my bathtub. But again, like I said, nobody needs to see that. You guys do not need to see that. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is the Luscious Lemon. I mean, we all went woo when they came out with the hand soap, right? So when they busted out these two things, I just about lost my mind. So super excited to have a Luscious Lemon essential oil blend now to easily fill my diffusers. And then also in addition, the lotion, which has the pump, which is absolutely incredible. If you're not familiar with the Luscious Lemon, it's an exclusive Young Living signature scent. It combines lemon, lemon myrtle, spearmint, eucalyptus globius, lang lang, and then other ingredients for the lotions and the soaps. But those are the oils that are all combined together. I was going to show you guys just a quick tip. When I am filling my diffusers, I have a jug of water, and because I have so many diffusers, I fill the whole thing up with water, and then I add about 15 drops to this gigantic bottle, and I just walk around my entire house, filling up all the diffusers. So I wanted to share just that quick little tip with you. And then something I wanted to share about this lotion is that it has mango butter, watermelon seed oil, which I didn't even know was a thing, apple extract, and then obviously those incredible oils. So a little goes a long way with all the things. I dilute my hand soap, 50% water, 50% the actual soap. And then the lotion is like half a pump for like both arms. So goes a long, long way, and absolutely love that this oil is 15 milliliters. So that is a wrap, so to speak, on all of the new products. Do you want to announce the winner and then ask the question, or do you want me to ask the question?
Andre, okay, so the third winner is Lucinda White. Congratulations. Cassie, go ahead. I just love seeing your face spotlighted with your mask half on. It's super fun.
And my turmeric, like,
and your turmeric.
It's a match made in heaven.
I only got a picture with the mask. Let's do this one. Yeah, cutie. Okay.
Great. Total photo op. I'll take it. So the last question is, which product are you most excited about? So you heard about all the emotion oils, the oils from Ecuador, all the things. So we're just curious what you are most excited to try.
I love it. I love it. This has been super, super fun, y'all. I hope that you've gotten a ton of value out of just getting this backstage look at Young Living. It's so easy to just get wrapped up in what we love about it, but when we get to tell the stories and impart some of that wisdom, we love to do that. And this has been a great team effort. I appreciate everybody who was on the call tonight. Hopefully you've taken a bit of value from what we've shared. There is no announcement about next year's convention yet, so no tickets can be purchased yet. I think they're hoping to do some sort of hybrid because they were so excited to reach over 1 million people for convention this year, but they know a lot of our US market is really excited about meeting again in person. So they are surveying the convention ticket holders to give us the best results that we can have. Very excited that the Mona, Utah farm will open again at the end of September for visitors, along with a brand new huge visitor center. We had no idea when we were there in August that we would never see the same visitor center again. In fact, when they showed at convention that they were just knocking it all down and building from scratch, I like had to pull up my photos. Jerry had a photo of us in front of the old building. I mean, who knew when we were there that we would never see it again in the same way? But what a blessing that Young Living has grown so big and has such an open disclosure policy to its customers that we are inviting people to come and take a look at the Seed to Seal Promise firsthand. Y'all, it has been a pleasure. We do classes every single Wednesday night. If this is the first one that you've caught with us, you can catch our replays on YouTube under our Oily Education playlist under Living Well Now. You can also always come back to our lifestyle videos as well in these replays. Next week, we're going to start with Erin. Erin's actually going to be our leader of next Wednesday's class, kicking off July with the men's reproductive system. So can't wait for that one. All of these secrets. In fact, that actually got my husband out of the kitchen.
I'll be on that.
Men's reproductive.
I'm
What?
gonna be on that call too.
Do you even shootron, dude? Wait, what did you say? Oh, last night I had Jerry use the mask.
You should check out my story on my Facebook if you haven't seen it. But do you even mud mask, bro? Let's go. I've had a lot of guys actually reach out and tell me that they have, but don't tell their buddies. That's awesome.
I love the way that works. Y'all, next up is Shauna and I are going to take us just through a 20-minute kind of overview of the Young Living business opportunity. If you think that is for you, please stay on and hang out with us. We would love to have you be part of our night. We are, again, super grateful. Angie, Cassie, Yami, Sherry, Shauna, Andrea, Erin, thanks so much for chiming in with the things that were important to you from this year's convention, and obviously what makes us proud of being part of Young Living as well. Andrea, last winner.
I'm raising my hand.
I saw you. Sorry, I saw a bunch of texts come through too.
Jay Jensen, congratulations, you are our 4th winner. So all of the 4 winners, if you would fill out, I just threw it in here again, that little form for us so we can get your product credit to you. That would be awesome.
And remember, tonight is your last night to place your order. Sounds like golden turmeric. If you want it, you better buy it. If you don't want to wait till the middle of July. And then enter our oil rack giveaway. It is pinned in the announcement section of our product users group. If you're not a member yet, become a member for 25 bucks with a basic kit. Add any of these new convention products and talk to the person who invited you tonight.
And be sure to check the lifestyle group in the morning because there's some other fun Young Living product announcements coming tomorrow morning.
Thanks, on.
Little teaser.